For a princess already standing on a knife's edge, the person trying closest to fix her life might actually be the one pushing her marriage completely over the brink. Everyone thinks marrying into royalty is the ultimate fairy tale, but behind closed doors, a toxic web of overstepped boundaries, sudden disappearances, and disappearing privileges is threatening to shatter an elite union forever. If you think you know how this royal crisis ends, you only know the half of it, because the final, shocking twist in this family standoff is something absolutely no one saw coming. We cover the untold, darkest chapters of high society every single day, so if you love diving deep beneath the gilded surface with us, hit that subscribe button and join our inner circle before we uncover what really happened next. The unspoken rule within the House of Windsor has always been absolute discretion, but a frantic series of leaked communications suggests that rule has just been completely shattered. Reports indicate that Princess Beatrice has finally snapped, issuing a desperate ultimatum to her own mother, Sarah Ferguson. Insiders say the Duchess of York has been aggressively inserting herself into Beatrice's private life, pushing a fragile domestic situation past its breaking point. Instead of offering a steady hand during a period of intense public pressure, the Duchess is allegedly doing the exact opposite. Rumors suggest she is constantly blowing up the couple's personal phones, demanding updates and offering unrequested advice at all hours of the night. It would be difficult enough if she was just overwhelming Beatrice, but sources claim she has taken things a step further by calling her son-in-law directly. This persistent boundary crossing has reportedly driven both Beatrice and her husband to their absolute wits' end. But this isn't just an isolated case of an overbearing parent. Psychologically, commentators believe this behavior points to a much darker, systemic pattern within the family. Whenever the Duchess faces massive stress or fallout from her own public controversies, she predictably shifts her energy toward fixing the lives of her daughters. She allegedly treats their personal relationships like projects to manage, completely ignoring the boundaries of a mature, independent household. Princess Eugenie is believed to be facing the exact same suffocating intrusion, leaving both sisters feeling increasingly isolated. Yet, the true motivation behind these desperate phone calls might have very little to do with motherly love. There is a growing suspicion that this relentless meddling is a strategic distraction from a much larger looming crisis, one that threatens to completely dismantle the family's standing. And as it turns out, Beatrice's husband was not planning on staying quiet about the chaos for very long. The pressure on the York family has reached an all-time high, prompting a rare and remarkably sharp public statement from someone who usually prefers to remain entirely in the background. Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi has finally broken his silence, issuing a brutal four-word response to critics determined to tear his relationship apart. For months, rumors indicate that the multimillionaire property tycoon has been quietly planning a strategic exit from the endless storm surrounding his in-laws. The media frenzy reached a boiling point after reports suggested Edoardo was actively pulling away from his wife during one of the most challenging periods in modern royal history. Insiders say the distance between the couple isn't just emotional, it is increasingly physical. Just as the family was hit by a massive legal wave, the luxury developer seemed to vanish across the Atlantic, leaving Beatrice to handle the heavy fallout completely on her own. This sudden, frequent travel immediately set off alarm bells across the country. Commentators openly questioned whether the Italian count was retreating to protect his own elite brand, Banda property, from being permanently stained by the family crisis. It is believed that high-net-worth investors were growing deeply uncomfortable with the constant headlines, forcing Edoardo to make a definitive choice between palace loyalty and his corporate empire. But rather than letting the speculation destroy his business, the 42-year-old decided to hit back directly through the press. When pushed on why he was spending so much time away from home, his response was cold, calculated, and entirely unapologetic. It is completely normal. He firmly reminded critics that a business owner traveling to secure international clients happens in every single industry, dismissing the entire narrative of a household in crisis. Yet, close acquaintances claim this public defense is merely a carefully crafted shield. The physical distance might be justified as business, but the timing remains incredibly suspicious to those watching from the inside. Beatrice is reportedly determined to soldier on and keep the union intact, but trying to maintain a flawless public image while your husband is constantly catching flights is proving to be an exhausting battle. And as the couple prepared for a high-profile escape to the sun-drenched coast of France, the cracks in that perfect image were about to be exposed to the world. The fragile facade of a peaceful family getaway was entirely blown apart when shocking reports emerged from the exclusive sun-drenched coast of Saint-Tropez. Rumors indicate that Princess Beatrice was found drowning her sorrows at a high-society event, desperately trying to keep up with her husband's fast-paced, party-heavy lifestyle. While the rest of the royal family was gathered back in London for the historic Trooping the Colour ceremony, Beatrice was captured dancing on tables at a friend's birthday bash, a stark departure from traditional palace protocol. Insiders say the intense effort to maintain appearances alongside her elite Italian count has pushed the mother of two to her absolute physical limits. Sources close to the household claim she simply no longer possesses the stamina to party like she did in her 20s, creating an agonizing divide between the couple's personal lifestyles. The situation allegedly dissolved into total chaos following an afternoon at the famous Le Club 55. According to reports, the immense stress of the weekend took such a severe toll that Beatrice spent the entire evening bedridden, completely isolated in her room. But it was what happened while she was recovering that really set off alarm bells among high society onlookers. Instead of staying by his wife's side, Edoardo was spotted out on the town, seemingly completely unbothered by her sudden absence. Witnesses claim the property developer spent the evening enjoying $200 bottles of luxury rose, casually mingling with prominent television personalities like Amanda Holden and former glamour models. This vivid contrast immediately raised serious questions about the emotional distance growing within the marriage. It is believed that Beatrice is being torn in completely opposite directions, stuck between the heavy burdens of her family identity and her husband's jet-setting expectations. Yet, the true underlying crisis of this Mediterranean getaway goes far deeper than a single night of partying. The extravagant lifestyle the couple enjoys relies entirely on an illusion of stability that is rapidly deteriorating from the inside out. And back in London, a powerful relative was preparing an administrative move that would ensure their temporary escape turned into a permanent exile. A dramatic battle for survival is quietly playing out within the highest echelons of the institution, and one princess has just found her final lifeline completely severed. Rumors indicate that Princess Anne made a determined, strategic push behind the scenes to rescue the York sisters from their public exile. The plan was straightforward: bring Princess Beatrice and her sister back onto the official working roster to fill critical gaps and restore their public image. For Beatrice, this proposal represented the ultimate saving grace, a chance to reclaim her purpose and inject stability back into her increasingly strained life. Insiders say that having an influential ally like the Princess Royal fighting in her corner gave the family a sudden surge of hope. It is claimed that a return to formal duties would have provided the definitive shield the couple needed to weather the relentless wave of external controversies. But just as the framework for this royal rehabilitation was being put into place, an absolute authority stepped forward to crush it entirely. Reports suggest that Prince William has issued a definitive, unyielding veto against his cousin's return to public life. The future king is allegedly harboring an intense determination to protect the reputation of the throne, viewing any association with past family scandals as an unacceptable risk to the monarchy's brand. This firm intervention has reportedly left Beatrice and her sister in a state of horrific limbo, feeling completely abandoned by the core of the family. Sources claim the decision has magnified their sense of profound isolation, making it clear that there will be no institutional rescue mission. Instead of being brought back into the fold, they are being firmly kept at arm's length to ensure the spotlight remains untarnished. The emotional impact of this administrative shutdown is believed to be causing massive ripples across Beatrice's household. With the path to official duties permanently blocked, the vital support system she was counting on has vanished, leaving her to face the mounting pressures entirely unsupported. And as the reality of this permanent exclusion sets in, her husband is beginning to realize that the fundamental structure of their elite arrangement has shifted forever. The ultimate illusion of marrying into global privilege has completely shattered, and the high-profile benefits that once came with a royal title are vanishing in real time. Reports suggest that the financial foundation and elite arrangements holding Princess Beatrice and Edoardo's world together are facing unprecedented scrutiny. Insiders say that everything from their access to historic royal properties to the validity of their personal banking arrangements is being pulled into a massive web of suspicion and public criticism. For an ambitious international property developer who takes massive pride in being the family's primary breadwinner, this sudden shift is a commercial catastrophe. Rumors indicate that Edoardo originally utilized the prestige of the institution to host ultra-wealthy clients, effortlessly closing multi-million-dollar deals under the banner of his luxury company, Banda. But as the dark shadow of family controversies stretches over their assets, those high-net-worth investors are reportedly backing away, realizing that the royal brand has become deeply toxic. This sharp decline in status has left the couple stuck between a rock and a hard place, trying desperately to keep up appearances while the ground crumbles beneath them. Sources close to the situation claim that the historic perks of their union have essentially ceased to exist, replaced by a constant state of damage control. Beatrice is allegedly bearing the brunt of this fallout directly, feeling the immense weight of her family's tarnished reputation while trying to anchor an increasingly distant husband. With their privileges stripped away and their public standing compromised, the ultimate reality of their arrangement has been laid bare. It is believed that the glamorous lifestyle they once took for granted has officially reached its expiration date, forcing both of them to look toward a deeply unstable future. The glitter of the court has faded, leaving only a brutal, defining question that will determine whether their relationship can even survive the coming storm. If you found this deep dive into the hidden pressures of high society completely fascinating, there is so much more to uncover. We break down the untold, complex chapters of the world's most prominent families every single week, separating the carefully crafted headlines from the actual reality. Hit that subscribe button right now to join our community, turn on notifications so you never miss a single update, and drop a comment below, letting us know if you think a relationship can truly survive when the royal illusion disappears completely.